Welcome everyone. In this video, I want to show you how we can run Apache Kafka using Docker Compose. So in order to follow this video, obviously you should have Docker and Docker Compose installed. I am at the hub.docker.com repository, and this is the official Docker registry or repository. You can call it in both ways. So let's look for Kafka. And we will see a lot of different images here by different companies, different people. Now, the question is, which ones should we use? Which are sort of the trustworthy, right? By the way, if I filter this by official images, we don't see any official image. So Kafka doesn't really have an official image. Apache that maintains Kafka doesn't have any official image. So we have to go with some images from other companies and other people. Today we will be using images from Confluent. And Confluent is a very sort of respectable company, trustworthy company. It gives you the cloud solution for Kafka. So if you want to run Kafka in the cloud, you can use Confluent. And Confluent was also started by the people who created Kafka initially. So I'm saying all this information to basically tell you that this company and these images are trustworthy. You can trust them, and you should also check the Docker file for each image, even if you think that company is respectable and you can trust it. Even though you should always check the Docker files. That's what I do, right? But if you take a look, these images have more than 10 million downloads. So you can get a good idea that these are quite good images, right? So let's actually check the first one, which is cp-kafka. And it will tell us that this is the official Confluent Docker image for Kafka community version. There are many different resources how to sort of get started. So if I go here, if I open this one, this is basically the guide that you can follow it. And the step one is to go here. And this is the Docker Compose file that contains basically everything that we might need when we are dealing with Kafka. So it has Zookeeper, it has the broker, so the server itself, it has the schema registry, Kafka Connect, KSQL DB. So basically this is all in one Docker file, right? So we can use this Docker file to solve our Kafka needs and run Kafka. So what I did, I copied this Docker file here on my local machine, and I basically deleted all the unnecessary things from that file. So I have the Zookeeper here. This is my Zookeeper. I have the broker, and I also left the control center. Now, control center basically gives us a nice looking UI to manage our Kafka cluster, right? So I have my Docker Compose file here. Now what I'm gonna do is to run this file. So this is the file, and I am in the desktop directory, so I can directly reference this file. So what I will do is Docker Compose. Now, since the name is different than Docker Compose, the name is Docker Compose Kafka, I should specify the file, right? So that we do that with -f. So we'll say Docker Compose, and the name is Docker Compose Kafka, kafka.yaml, and I will say up and hit enter. Now, it might take you kind of couple of minutes, maybe even more, if you're running these for first time, because it has to pull all the images down to your local machine. I already did it, so that's why it started basically in a couple of seconds, and you can see these logs. And now if we go to, so this control center is exposed on the port 9021. So when we go to localhost 9021, it should display the UI. So let's do that and check that our Kafka is really up and running. So I will say localhost 9021, hit enter. And we should see the server. Now this is in unhealthy state because it needs some time to get into the healthy state. So if we refresh, let's wait for a couple of seconds. So I waited for a couple of seconds and now I see that we have this healthy cluster one and it says here running, and this gives us a little overview of our Kafka cluster. We can click it and go into these different configuration details. So this was a very quick introduction how we could run Apache Kafka using Confluent Docker Images. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.